Yeah, I get it. I understand. Some of you don't want to spend hours and hours post-processing images. For me, it's part of the fun of photography. But if you're not computer literate and you really don't know a lot of work about computers, I can understand the frustration that you would have post-processing. And for some of you, you may not want to spend $100 US a year on Lightroom and Photoshop when there are cheaper alternatives. So for those of you that want to have those pictures that turn out well, but you don't want to spend hours and hours going through 300-400 images, there is a product put out by Skylum called Photolemur, and that's how I call it. Photolemur? Yeah, something like that. Anyways, this can help you speed up your post-processing, and realistically it's a drop and drag program. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to use it. It works quite well, but like I said, if you're not computer literate or you don't want to spend a lot of money, I think it's about $40 US. It works rather well. So come along and I'll show you how to use it. So here we are. I have Photolemur open. Very simple to use. Once you click on the icon, it starts with this page here. Basically, all it's asking you to do is drag on a raw JPEG TIFF or a PNG, at least 800 by 600. I shoot in RAW, mainly because if you shoot in JPEG, the camera is throwing pixels out for you, and I want as much dynamic range and as much info as possible. But this program is very, very simple to use. You just take your picture, grab it, drag it on, drop it. And it will analyze the photo and make corrections for you. So it gives you a little line before and after so you can see what's happening. And then you have a brush where you can back off the corrections or leave them as is. Things you can't do within the program is I can't crop my files. And as you notice here, I have a dirty lens, and I'm not able to clean those up. So there are limitations to the file. Once you run a picture through it, you hit the export button, export to disk, select where you want to put it. I'm going to put it under the completed file. And I can either leave it or name it something different, change the file name. I have options. I can save it as a JPEG. I can save it as a TIFF, a PNG, JPEG 2000, Photoshop, or a PDF file. Plus, I can adjust the quality. So usually when I'm putting it up to Facebook, I'm just going to put it up to 75 or 72. And from here, we can just hit the continue button. It's going to apply all that changes or corrections that it's made to the photo itself and throw it into our folder we created. So let's just give it a minute to catch up to us. And we hit the done button, and we can go over here. And there's our picture, all ready for us to post or whatever we intend to do with it. So let's go back, and what we have now is we can do as many photos as we want. So that's kind of the cool thing. I'm just going to close this. I'm going to hit the start over button, bring this down a bit, and I'm going to select these photos, drop them on. So there we have it. I want to correct my first image. it's going to do its magic. And it's going to tell you it's going to do its magic. So again, we get to see the before and the after. And we can adjust how much we want to see. And if you watch the sky, watch up here, as I adjust with the brush, you can see that's changing. Now down on the left, we have a little button down here and it says styles. So we can apply a different style to it. We have Apollo and Fall, and Noble. You know, like that image in black and white, you can go to a black and white. Let's go back to the original. Now, before I do anything else from here, I right click. I can apply these settings to all images. So now that that's done, I don't have to export from here. I've applied that. Now that that is corrected and I have 5 other images here, I can export the 5 photos. But what I want you to show you is here's an image right here that I've selected, and it's too dark. But you see how it made a jump there? Now it's been updated. So sometimes this takes a little bit of time to update, and you can see how they're just posting now and they are updating. I have found that before. But let's open this one. Mainly because I want to make a change kind of to it. I don't like just the style. And notice how dark it is here? And look how much cleaner, clearer, and crisper it is. So that's done a pretty good job. But I can apply the fall settings to it. And it gives it that 70s look. So I'm kind of happy with that. So I can apply to one and then adjust it. I can apply it, make changes to one and apply it to everything. Or I can go back in and do single ones. I can also export them one at a time, or I can export all 5 to the disk. Same place, I'm going to put it in the same place. They're all going to be JPEG. So on this one, you have to be careful because you may have a habit of overwriting your pictures and you don't want to do that. So I always choose a separate folder for them to go into. And I'm going to hit the continue button. And this takes a little bit of time. So when you're exporting multiples, you might as well just walk away from the computer. And in fact, I'm not going to make you sit here and walk through this. Just for fun, 2 days ago I did 245 images through this. And it took probably 2.5 hours for all those images to get through. So I'm going to come back in a second when this is almost done. Okay, so that actually was pretty good. That only took about a minute. And we can go check to see what they look like. So here they are. '70s style added to this one. A little cleaner, a little cleaner, a little cleaner. So there's not a lot of control, but if you're not computer literate and you just want to get things done, this could be a way to go. Here you go. As I said, it's a cheap alternative to buying Lightroom. In that aspect of it, it's easy to use. The only issue, like I said before, it's if you have a lot of pictures, it can take hours and hours to process the images, and that could be a pain in the ass. But I did 245 images the other day. It took 2.5 hours, but all I had to do was drop it in, let the computer do the work, and I just walked away and had supper. So you can do that. You don't have to do a lot at a time, which is good. So next time we'll bring you another way to maybe a free alternative to Lightroom. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video if you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you next time on Who Said Photography.